Did they see it and picture it and put it on television?
The Quran says that the month of Ramadan is that in which the Quran was revealed. Stop right there. Now, the Quran didn't make a mistake. But we know that the Quran was not revealed in 1 month. It was revealed over a period of 23 years. So which Quran was revealed in the month of Ramadan? Is there another book that is to come in the month of Ramadan? Or is it that supreme understanding of this book will be given in the month of Ramadan? All the scholars agree that something here needs to be better understood, because the Quran was not revealed in the month of Ramadan. It began in the month of Ramadan. And when that first revelation came to Muhammad, the scholars say it came in the month of December. You hear that? If you can't go the whole 30 days with us, take one. If you get by one, try two. During the daylight hours, from sun up, don't put anything in your mouth. No water, no food. If you feel that you're going to be famished, get up before the sun rises. Get up at around 5:30. And if you feel like you need something, make you something then. It's permissible. But if I were you, I would need food then. I would take me a nice herbal tea, water, and juice. And when the sun or the day begins to break, stop. When it's dark again, and eat. That discipline all day long. Think about it. People going to the water cooler at work drinking, and you are just not drinking. People eating their lunch and you smell it and want it, you not eat. Even during the daylight hours, a man is not allowed to take pleasure with his wife or vice versa during the daylight hours. If you can resist, your will be stronger. And so now, as we read this Quran, we are enlightened by its beauty, the majesty of these ayats. And you would not know that unless you are reading the Quran as we are instructed to do. If you don't mind, I'd like to say something about Ramadan. This is a very sacred month. Not just a month of fasting, but a month of challenging ourselves in a way that after this month, when we take the Eid prayer and feast of joy, after having struggled to complete our 30 days, it brings us to a new day, a new year of our Islam. And so I want to say to those who tried, we thank Allah for you, and you are the beneficiaries of your striving.
Oh, my bad. Y'all couldn't even hear me over there on YouTube, huh? Can y'all hear me now? Sorry about that. I thought y'all could hear me on YouTube. And yeah, elsewhere. You should be able to hear me now, though. Basically, what I was saying is we're on Surah 11, ayat number 6. And that I don't think Sister Alexa is here right now. So I don't know if we're going to be able to share our screen right now. But whenever she get here, I'm pretty sure she'll put it on the screen. All right, we're on page 455. Also, if you want to get access to the Quran PDF version, that is inside of our Telegram. So if you all join the Telegram, that's where it is. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started here. Okay, I always show up right on time, don't you? All right, here we go. And there is no animal in the earth, but on Allah is the sustenance of it. And he knows its resting place and its depository. All is in a clear record. And he it is who created the heavens and the earth in 6 periods. And his throne of power is ever on water. And that he might manifest the good qualities in you. Whoever of you is best in deeds. And if thou sayest, you shall surely be raised up after death, those who disbelieve say that is nothing but clear deceit. And if we delay for them the chastisement for a stated period, they will certainly say, what prevents it? Now surely on the day when it will come to them, it will not be averted from them, and that which they scoffed at will beset them. Section 2, Truth of Revelation. And if we make man taste mercy from us, then withdraw it from him. He is surely despairing, ungrateful. And if we make him taste of favor after distress has afflicted him, he says, the evils are gone away from me. Certainly he is exultant, boastful. Except those who are patient and do good, for them is forgiveness and a great reward. Then may it be that will give up part of what is revealed to thee, and thy breast will be straightened by it. Because they say, why has not a treasure been sent down for him, or an angel come with him? Thou art only a warner, and Allah is in charge of all things. Or say they, he has forged it. Say, then bring 10 forged chapters like it, and call upon whom you can besides Allah, if you are truthful. But if they answer you not, then know that it is revealed by Allah's knowledge that there is no God but He. Will you then submit? Whoever desires this world's life and its finery, will we repay them their deeds therein, and they are not made to suffer loss in it. These are they whom there is nothing but fire in the hereafter, and what they work therein is fruitless, and their deeds are vain. Is he then like those who has with him clear proof from his Lord, and a witness from him recites it? And before it is the book of Moses, a guide and a mercy. These believe in it, and whoever of the parties disbelieve in it, the fire is his promised place. So be not in doubt about it. Surely it is the truth from thy Lord. But most men believe not. And who is more unjust than he who forges a lie against Allah? These will be brought before their Lord, and the witnesses will say, these are they who lied against their Lord. Now surely the curse of Allah is on the wrongdoers, who hinder men from the path of Allah and desire to make it crooked, and they are disbelievers in the hereafter. These would not escape in the earth, nor have they guardians besides Allah. the chastisement will be doubled for them. They could not bear to hear, and they did not see. These are they who have lost their souls, and that which they forged is gone from them. Truly, in the hereafter, they are the great losers. Surely those who believe and do good and humble themselves before their Lord, these are the owners of the garden, therein they will abide. The likeness of the two parties is as the blind and the deaf and the seer and the hearer. Are they equal in condition? Will you not then mind? Section 3, brother King Cam.
History of Noah. And certainly we sent Noah to his people. Surely I am a plain warner to you, to serve none but Allah. Verily I fear for you the chastisement of a painful day. But the chiefs of his people who disbelieved said, we see thee not but a mortal like us, and we see not that any followed thee but those who are the meanest of us at first thought. Nor do we see in you any superiority over us. Nay, we deem you liars. He said, O my people, see you if I have with me clear proof from my Lord, and he has granted me mercy from himself, and it has been made obscure to you. Can we compel you to accept it while you are averse to it? And O my people, I ask you not for wealth in return for it. My reward is only with Allah, and I am not going to drive away those who believe. Surely they will meet their Lord, but I see you a people who are ignorant. And O my people, who will help me against Allah? If I drive them away, will you not then mind? And I say not to you that I have the treasures of Allah, and I know not the unseen, nor do I say that I am an angel. Nor do I say about those whom your eyes scorn that Allah will not grant them any good. Allah knows best what is in their souls, for then indeed I should be of the wrongdoers. They said, O Noah, indeed thou hast disputed with us, and prolonged dispute with us. So bring upon us that which thou threaten us with, if thou art truthful. He said, only Allah will bring it on you, if he please, and you will not escape. And my advice will not profit you if I intend to give you good advice. If Allah intends to destroy you, he is your Lord, and to him you will be brought back. Or, say they, has he forged it? Say, if I forged it, on me is my guilt, and I am free of that which you are guilty. Section 4, History of Noah. And it was revealed to Noah, none of thy people will believe except those who have already believed, so grieve not at what they do. And make the ark under our eyes and our revelation, and speak not to me on behalf of those who are unjust. Surely they will be drowned. And he began to make the ark. And whenever the chiefs of his people passed by him, they laughed at him. He said, if you laugh at us, surely we too laugh at you, as you laugh at us. So you shall know who it is on whom will come a chastisement, which will disgrace him on whom a lasting chastisement will fall. At length, when our command came and water gushed forth from the valley, we said, carry in it two of all things, a pair, in thine own family, except those against whom the word has already gone forth, and those who believe. And there believed not with him but a few. And he said, embark in it, in the name of Allah. Be its sailing and its anchoring. Surely my Lord is forgiving, merciful. And it moved on with them amid waves like mountains. And Noah called out to his son, and he was aloof. O my son, embark with us, and be not with the disbelievers. He said, I will betake myself I will betake myself for refuge to a mountain that will save me from the water. He said, there is none safe today from Allah's command, but he on whom he has mercy. And a wave intervened between them, so he was among the drowned. And it was said, O earth, swallow thy water, and O cloud, clear away. And the water was made to abate, and the affair was decided, and it rested on the Judy. And it was said, away with the iniquitous people. And Noah cried to his Lord and said, my Lord, surely my son is of my family, and thy promise is true, and thou art the justice of the judges. He said, O Noah, he is not of thy family. He is an embodiment of unrighteous conduct. So ask not of me that of which thou hast no knowledge. I admonish thee, lest thou be of the ignorant. He said, my Lord, I seek refuge in thee from asking of thee that of which I have no knowledge. And unless thou forgive me and have mercy on me, I shall be of the losers. It was said, O Noah, descend with peace from us and blessing on thee and on nations springing from those with thee. And there are nations whom we afford provisions. Then a painful punishment from us afflicts them. These are announcements relating to the unseen, which we revealed to thee. Thou didst not know them, neither thou nor thy people before this. So be patient. Surely the good end is for the dutiful.
Brother Khalil.
Section 5, History of Hud. And to Ad, we sent their brother Hud. He said, O my people, serve Allah. You have no God save him. You are only fabricators. O my people, I ask of you no reward for it. My reward is only with him who created me. Do you not then understand? And O my people, ask forgiveness of your Lord. Then turn to him. He will send on you clouds, pouring down abundance of rain, and add strength to your strength, and turn not back guilty. They said, O Hud, thou hast brought us no clear argument, and we are not going to desert our gods for thy word, and we are not believers in thee. We say not but that some of our gods have smitten thee with evil. He said, surely I call Allah to witness, and do you too bear witness that I am innocent of what you associate with him, with Allah, besides him. So scheme against me altogether, then give me no respite. Surely I put my trust in Allah, my Lord and your Lord. There is no living creature, but he grasps it by its forelock. Surely my Lord is on the right path. But if you turn away, then indeed I have delivered to you that which I am sent to you. And my Lord will bring another people in your place, and you cannot do him any harm. Surely my Lord is the preserver of all things. And when our commandment came to pass, we delivered Hud and those who believed with him with mercy from us, and we delivered them from a hard chastisement. And such were Ad. They denied the messages of their Lord, and disobeyed his messengers, and followed the bidding of every insolent opposer of truth. And they were overtaken by a curse in this world and on the day of resurrection. Now surely Ad disbelieved in their Lord. Now surely away with Ad, the people of Hud. Section 6, History of Salih. And to Thamud we sent their brother Salih. He said, O my people, serve Allah. You have no other God than him. He brought you forth from the earth and made you dwell in it. So ask forgiveness of him, then turn to him. Surely my Lord is nigh answering. They said, O Salih, thou wast among us centered of our hopes before this. Dost thou forbid us to worship what our fathers worshipped? And surely we are in grave doubt about that to which you call us. He said, O my people, see you if I have clear proof from my Lord, and he has granted me mercy from himself. Who will then help me against Allah? if I disobey him. So would you add to me naught but perdition? And O my people, this is Allah's she-camel, a sign for you. So leave her to pasture on Allah's earth, and touch her not with evil, lest a near chastisement overtake you. But they hamstrung her. So he said, enjoy yourselves in your houses for 3 days. This is a promise not to be belied. So when our commandment came to pass, we saved Salih and those who believed with him by mercy from us from the disgrace of that day. Surely thy Lord, he is the strong, the mighty. And the cry overtook those who did wrong, so they were motionless bodies in their abodes, as though they had never dwelt therein. Now surely Thamud disbelieved in their Lord, so away with the mood.
Sister Bridget?
Yes, sir. Thank you. In the name of Allah, the beneficent and merciful. Assalamu alaikum and Ramadan Mubarak. Section 7, Abraham and Lot. And certainly our messengers came to Abraham with good news. They said, peace, peace, said he. And he made no delay in bringing a roasted calf. But when he saw that their hands reached not to it, he mistrusted them and conceived fear of them. They said, fear not, we have been sent to Lot's people. And his wife was standing by, so she wondered. Then we gave her the good news of Isaac, and beyond Isaac of Jacob. She said, oh wonder, shall I bear a son when I am an extremely old woman, and this my husband an extremely old man? This is a wonderful thing indeed. They said, wonderest thou at Allah's commandment? The mercy of Allah and his blessings on you, O people of the house. Surely he is praised, glorious. So when fear departed from Abraham and good news came to him, he began to plead with us for Lot's people. Surely Abraham was forbearing, tender-hearted, often returning to Allah. O Abraham, cease from this. Surely the decree of thy Lord has gone forth, and there must come to them a chastisement that cannot be averted. And when our messengers came to Lot, he was grieved for them, and he was unable to protect them. And he said, this is a distressful day. And his people came to him as if driven on towards him, and they were used to the doing of evil deeds before. He said, O my people, these are my daughters. They are pure for you. So guard against the punishment of Allah and disgrace me not about my guests. Is there not among you any right-minded man? They said, certainly thou knowest that we have no claim on thy daughters, and thou knowest what we desire. He said, would that I had the power to repel you. Rather, I shall have recourse to a strong support. They said, O Lot, we are the messengers of thy Lord. They shall not reach thee. So travel with thy people for a part of the night, and let none of you turn back except thy wife. Surely whatsoever befalls them shall befall her. Surely their appointed time is the morning. Is not the morning nigh? So when our decree came to pass, we turned them upside down and rained on them stones, as decreed, one after another, marked for punishment with thy Lord, and it is not far off from the wrongdoers. Section 8. history of Shu'aib. And to Midian, we sent their brother Shu'aib. He said, "O my people, serve Allah. You have no other God save him. And give not short measure and wait. I see you in prosperity, and I fear for you the chastisement of an all-encompassing day. And, O my people, give full measure and wait justly, and defraud not men of their things, and act not corruptly in the land, making mischief. What remains with Allah is better for you if you are believers, and I am not a keeper over you." They said, "O Shu'aib, does thy prayer enjoin them?" They said, "O Shu'aib, does thy prayer enjoin thee that we should forsake what our fathers worship, or that we should not do what we please with regard to our property? Forsooth, thou art the forbearing, the right directing one." He said, "O my people, see you, I have a clear proof from my Lord, and he has given me a goodly sustenance from himself. And I desire not to act in opposition to you in that which I forbid you. I desire nothing but reform, so far as I am able. And with none but Allah is the direction of my affair to a right issue. In him I trust, and to him I turn. And, O my people, let not opposition to me make you guilty, so that there may befall you the like of that which befell the people of Noah, nor the people of Hud, or the people of Hud, or the people of Salih, nor the people of Lot, far off from you. And ask forgiveness of your Lord, then turn to him. Surely my Lord is merciful, loving, kind." They said, "O Shu'aib, we understand not much of what thou sayest, and surely we see thee to be weak among us. And were it not for thy family, we would surely stone thee, and thou art not mighty against us." He said, "O my people, is my family more esteemed than..." He said, "O my people, is my family more esteemed by you than Allah? And you neglect him as a thing cast behind your backs. Surely my Lord encompasses what you do. And, O my people, act accordingly to your ability. I too am acting. You will come to know soon who it is on whom will light the punishment that will disgrace him, and who it is that is a liar. And watch, surely I too am watching you." And when our decree came to pass, we delivered Shu'aib and those who believed with him by mercy from us. And the cry overtook those who were iniquitous, so they were motionless bodies in their abodes, as though they had never dwelt in them. So away with the Midian, just as Thamud perished. Amen.
Sister Ebony.
Section 9. The iniquitous and the righteous. And certainly we sent Moses with our signs and clear authority to Pharaoh and his chiefs, but they followed the bidding of Pharaoh, and Pharaoh's bidding was not right directing. He will lead his people on the day of resurrection and bring them down to the fire, and evil the place to which they are brought. And they are overtaken by a curse in this world, and on the day of resurrection, evil the gift which they shall be given. This is an account of the towns which we relate to thee. Of them are some that stand, and others mown down. And we wronged them not, but they wronged themselves. And their gods, whom they called upon besides Allah, availed them not when the decree of thy Lord came to pass. And they added them not but ruin. And they added to them not but ruin. And such is the punishment of thy Lord, when he punishes the towns while they are iniquitous. Surely his punishment is painful, severe. Surely there is a sign in this for him who fears the chastisement of the hereafter. This is a day on which people will be gathered together, and this is the day to be witnessed. And we delay it not, but for an appointed term. On the day when it comes, no soul shall be on the day when it comes, no soul will speak except by his permission. So some of them will be unhappy and others happy. Then as for those who are unhappy, they will be in the fire. For them therein will be sighing and groaning, abiding therein so long as the heavens and the earth endure, except as thy Lord please. Surely the Lord is doer of what he intends. And as for those who are made happy, they will be in the garden, abiding therein so long as the heavens and the earth endure, except as thy Lord please. A gift never to be cut off. So be not thou in doubt as to that which these worship. They worship only as their fathers worshipped before. And surely we shall pay them in full their due undiminished. Section 10. Believers comforted. And we certainly gave the book to Moses, but differences arose therein. And had not a word gone forth from thy Lord, the matter would have been decided between them. And they are surely in a disquieting doubt about it. And thy Lord will surely pay back to all their deeds in full, and indeed is aware of he indeed is aware of what they do. Continue then in the right way, as thou art commanded, as also should those who turn to Allah with thee. And be not inordinate, O men. Surely he is seer of what you do. And incline not to those who do wrong, lest the fire touch you, and you have no protectors besides Allah, then you would not be helped. And keep up prayer and the two ends of the day, at the two ends of the day, and in the first hours of the night. Surely good deeds take away evil deeds. This is a reminder for the mindful. And be patient, for surely Allah wastes not the reward of the doers of good. Why were there not then among the generations before you those possessing understanding, forbidding mischief in the earth, except a few among them whom we delivered? And the unjust pursued the enjoyment of plenty, and they were guilty. And thy Lord would not destroy the towns unjustly, while their people acted well. And if thy Lord had pleased, he would have made people a single nation, and they ceased not to differ. Except those on whom thy Lord has mercy, and for this did he create them. And the word of thy Lord is fulfilled. I shall fill hell with jinn and men altogether. And all we relate to thee of the account of the messenger is to strengthen thy heart therewith. And in this has come to thee the truth, and the admonition, and a reminder for the believers. And say to those who believe not, act according to your power. Surely we too are acting. And wait, surely we are waiting also. And Allah's is the unseen in the heavens and the earth, and to him the whole affair will be returned. So serve him and put thy trust in him, and thy Lord is not heedless of what you do.
Brother, is it Najir? Okay, Sister Fatima.
Section 1, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I, Allah, am the seer. These are the verses of the book that makes manifest. Surely we have revealed it, an Arabic Quran, that you may understand. We narrate to thee the best of narratives, and that we have revealed to thee this Quran, though before this thou wast of those unaware. When Joseph said to his father, O my father, I saw 11 stars and the sun and the moon. I saw them making obeisance to me. He said, O my son, relate not thy dream to thy brethren, lest they devise a plan against thee. The devil indeed is an open enemy to man, and thus will thy Lord choose thee and teach thee the interpretation of sayings, and make his favor complete to thee and to the children of Jacob, as he made it complete before to thy fathers, Abraham and Isaac. Surely thy Lord is knowing, wise. Section 2, plot against Joseph by his brothers. Verily, in Joseph and his brethren, there are signs for the inquirers, when they said, certainly Joseph and his brother are dearer to our father than we. Though we are a strong company, surely our father is in manifest error. Slay Joseph or banish him to some other land, so that your father's regard may be exclusively for you. And after that, you may be a righteous people. A speaker among them said, slay not Joseph, but if you are going to do anything, cast him down to the bottom of the well. Some of the travelers may pick him up. They said, O our father, why dost thou not trust us with Joseph? And surely we are his sincere well-wishers. Send him with us tomorrow, that he may enjoy himself and play, and we shall surely guard him well. He said, indeed, it grieves me that you should take him away, and I fear lest the wolf devour him, while you are heedless of him. They said, if the wolf should devour him, while we are a strong company, we should then certainly be losers. So when they took him away and agreed to put him down at the bottom of the pit, we revealed to him, thou wilt certainly inform them of this affair of theirs while they perceive not. And they came to their father at nightfall, weeping. They said, O our father, we went off racing one with another and left Joseph by our goods. So the wolf devoured him, and thou wilt not believe us, though we are truthful. And they came with false blood on his shirt. He said, nay, your souls have made a matter light for you. So patience is goodly. And Allah is he whose help is sought against what you describe. And there came travelers, and they sent their water drawer, and he let down his bucket. He said, oh, good news. This is a youth, and they concealed him as an article of merchandise. And Allah was cognizant of what you did. And they sold him for a small price, a few pieces of silver, and they showed no desire for him. Section 3, Joseph's firmness under temptation. And the Egyptian who bought him said to his wife, make his stay honorable. Maybe he will be useful to us, or we may adopt him as a son. And thus we established Joseph in the land, and that we might teach him the interpretation of sayings. And Allah has full control over his affair, but most people know not. And when he attained his maturity, we gave him wisdom and knowledge, and thus do we reward the doers of good. And she in whose house he was sought to seduce him, and made fast the doors, and said, come, he said, Allah forbid. Surely my Lord made good my abode. the wrongdoers never prosper. And certainly he desired him. Excuse me. And certainly she desired him. And he would have desired her, were it not that he had seen the manifest evidence of his Lord. Thus it was that we might turn away from him evil and indecency. Surely he was not, surely he was one of our chosen servants. And they raced with one another to the door, and she rent his shirt from behind. And they met her husband at the door. She said, "What is the punishment for one who intends evil to thy wife, except the imprisonment or a painful chastisement?" He said, "She sought to seduce me, and a witness of her own family bore witness. If his shirt is rent in front, she speaks the truth, and he is of the liars. And if his shirt is rent behind, she tells a lie, and he is of the truthful." So when he saw his shirt rent behind, he said, "Surely it is a device of you, woman, of you, woman. Your device is indeed great. O Joseph, turn aside from this, and O my wife, ask forgiveness for thy sin. Surely thou art one of the sinful." Allahu Akbar.
Yes, ma'am. Brother Kevin Washington. Right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Joseph is in prison, and woman in the city said, "The chief's wife seek to seduce her slave. He has indeed afflicted her deeply with his love. Truly we see her in manifest error." So when she heard of their device, she sent for them a prepared. She sent for them and prepared for them a repast, and gave each of them a knife, and said to Joseph, "Come out to them." So when they saw him, they deemed him great and cut their hands in amazement and said, "Holy Allah, this is not a mortal. This is but a noble angel." She said, "This is he whom you blame me, and certainly I sought to seduce him, but he was firm in contentance. And if he do not what I bid him, he shall certainly be in prison, and he shall certainly be the abject." He said, "My Lord, he said, "My Lord, the prison is dearer to me than that to which they invite me. And if thou turn not away their device from me, I shall yearn towards them and be of the ignorant." So his Lord accepted his prayer and turned away their device from him. Surely he is the hearer, the knower. Then it occurred to them after they had seen the signs that they should imprison him till the time. Section 5, Joseph's preaching in the prison. And two youth entered the prison with him. One of them said, "I saw myself pressing wine," and the other said, "I saw myself carrying bread on my head, of which birds were eating. Inform us of interpretation. Surely we see thee to be of the doers of good." He said, "The food with which you are fed shall not come to you, but I shall inform you of its interpretation before it comes to you. This is of what my Lord has taught me. Surely I have forsaken the religion of a people who believe not in Allah, and the doers and the deniers of the hereafter. And I follow the religion of my father, Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. It beseems us not to associate with Allah. This is by Allah's grace upon us and on mankind. But people give not thanks. O to my fellow prisoners, are sundry lords better, or Allah the One, the Supreme? You serve not besides him, but names which you have named, you and your fathers. Allah has sent down no authority for them. Judgment is only Allah's. He has commanded that you serve none but him. This is the right religion, but most people know not. O my two fellow prisoners, as for one of you, he will serve wine for his Lord to drink, and as for the other, he will be crucified, so that the birds will eat from his head. The matter is decreed concerning which you inquired. And he said to him whom he knew would be delivered of two, remember me with thy Lord. But the devil caused him to forget mentioning it to his Lord, so he remained in the prison for a few years.
Yes, sir.
Section 6.
No, that was it. You just do two.
Oh, all right,
Appreciate it.
cool.
Sister Whitney.
Yes, sir. Section 6, the king's vision interpreted by Joseph. And the king said, I have seen 7 fat kine, which 7 lean ones devoured, and 7 green ears, and 7 others dry. O chiefs, explain to me my dream, if you can interpret the dream. They said, confused dreams, and we know not the interpretation of dreams. And of the two, he who had found deliverance and remembered after a long time said, I will inform you of its interpretation, so send me. Joseph, O truthful one, explain to us 7 fat kine which 7 lean ones devoured, and 7 green ears and 7 others dry, that I may go back to the people so that they may know. He said, you shall sow for 7 years as usual, then that which you reap, leave it in its ear, except a little which you eat. Then after that will come 7 years of hardship, which will eat away all you have beforehand stored for them, except a little which you have preserved. Then after that will come a year in which people will have rain and in which they will press grapes. Section 7. Joseph cleared of the charges. And the king said, bring him to me. So when the messenger came to him, he said, go back to thy Lord and ask him, what is the case of the women who cut their hands? Surely my Lord knows their device. The king said, what was your affair when you sought to seduce Joseph? They said, Holy Allah, we know of no evil on his part. The chief's wife said, now has the truth become manifest. I sought to seduce him, and he is surely of the truthful. This is that he might know that I have not been unfaithful to him in secret, and that Allah guides not the device of the unfaithful.
Praise be to Allah. We have completed day 12 of our reading. Man, we getting through this thing, ain't we? If you have anything that you would like to share, go ahead and press the number 3 at this time. If you have anything that you would like to share that you got from the reading. Let's go to Brother David Balmer.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. Can you hear me?
Walaikum salam. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I've been doing Ramadan off and on for the last 20, 25 years or whatnot. So I turned on this morning at 5:30, and I said, well, let me listen to a little bit of the Farrakhan before Brother Ben comes in, and you hadn't uploaded yet. So I go online because I said I wanted to watch the speech that he gave on what we have a friend in Jesus. So I said, I'll watch a little bit of this before Brother Ben comes in. So I'm watching it, and the mighty brother Rahman, God rest his soul, was opening up for the minister. And he said, and I quote, right from, it's on page 460. It was in section 3, History of Noah, in ayah 35. And he directly quoted, he said, or say they, he has forged it. Say, if I have forged it, on me is my guilt, and I am free of that which you are guilty. So he was speaking on basically whether the Nation of Islam is true Islam, and is it shirk, and in regards to, have I forged it? And I was like, wow. Right as we read that, I was like, now normally I'm in the car driving to work or whatnot, and I'm listening to everyone contribute in the community. I said, I got to say something today. And what was amazing was that just yesterday, I was on Instagram. It was brother Trey X, who posts a lot on the UAPs, or, the unidentified flying objects, the mothership and whatnot. And that was part of the clip that you played this morning from the minister, in which he was speaking on his vision. So I was like, wow. But what was amazing on all of this was that I watched a little bit of a video that Brother Trey X had put up yesterday, in which the Supreme Captain Mustafa was speaking. And he was directly, the clip that he had put up was talking about whether the Nation of Islam was true Islam, and spoke on, have I forged it and whatnot, and how when he went to Mecca, everyone was wearing something different. He was in regards to how the nation dresses or whatnot. And I just thought that that was absolutely amazing, that all of that was tied together in just 24 hours, in which, listen, when the minister says that everything is mathematics, that's my proof of it right there. So I just wanted to chime in, brother, and and contribute that this morning. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Praise be to Allah. Shout out to Holland. Said, peace, family and brother Ben. I fasted a number of 2 days so far due to the power call. I never expected that. Hearing the word made me a doer of the word. I thank Allah. Ooh, brother got them 2 days in. Praise be to Allah. They get you 2 more in, and then 2 more in, and then 2 more in, and then finish the rest of this half with us. Going strong every day. 2 is better than none. That's what I'm talking about, man. One of the things that stood out for me is that this is Surah 11. Starts at ayat 9, but I'm going to start at 10. And if we make him taste of favor after distress has afflicted him, he says, the evils are gone away from me. Certainly he is exultant, boastful. What I got from that is, when you have been afflicted and distress has been afflicted, get your lessons. Don't be boastful and forget that you just was in some affliction, or you was just in distress. Thank Allah that is removed. But don't be boastful with it. Get your lesson and understand why you was in it. That's one thing that I got. Then this part, I like these type of verses right here, because it's almost like a simple framework. If we just listen, we getting directly how we can become successful. So it says, except those who are patient and do good, for them is forgiveness and a great reward. So it's kind of like when in the beginning I was, counting out the things that, make us successful, whatever. Right here, he gives us the criteria. Those who are patient and do good, for them is forgiveness and a great reward. So that means if we ain't patient now, and we ain't doing good, I don't know about this forgiveness and great reward. It said, except those who are patient and do good, for them is forgiveness and a great reward. So just wanted to point that out. That was one of the things that stands out for me. Those verses always kind of stand out when it literally tells you what you got to be, who you got to be to get the reward from God. And we are taught that patience is not something we're born with. Brother Remus read this a couple of days ago. In Closing the Gap, I think it talks about it, but I know he said that we are born in haste, so we are not patient. We're like those babies who, whenever the baby is hungry, oh, I'm finna raise hell in here until you feed me. So we have to grow into patience. Well, how do you grow into patience? It's got to be resistance. Same way you grow that muscle, there's pain, there's pressure, there's weight on you. Yeah, you're going to be put in certain situations where you're going to have to be forced to not be angry when you probably could be angry. And it's in those times that you grow in patience. It's kind of like somebody who deal with a lot of children. Go watch somebody who really, really, really take their job serious that deal with children. You would notice they got more patience than the average person because they are in that environment all the time. So if God wants to grow us into patience, well, what does that test look like? What does that training look like to be able to gain patience? So don't, some affliction, some things that's going on in our life is preparing us for what we say we want to be. You want a reward? You want forgiveness? Then it's telling you patience and do good. Now watch this. The minister said, yeah, you can look, it can appear like you're doing good, but you're not doing good. You can be walking a old lady across the street, and that's good. Oh man, that's pretty good. I'm looking at that from across the road. But if you're walking her across the street to get something out of her purse, no, that ain't good. So if we're doing good, good intentions, genuine, and with patience, this is how we get the forgiveness, along with the other things that we read the other day as well. Of course, raising the dead and saving the people, as I read out of Closing the Gap, and the Quran bear witness to it. But this is how we get it. So for those who need forgiveness, and I think all of us need some forgiving now, unless Jesus on here. Is Jesus on here? I think all of us got some forgiveness we need. And then I know we all want a great reward. And remember, Allah waits not the reward of any worker. So let's go to the next person. Let's go to Sister Shireen.
Assalamu alaikum and Ramadan Mubarak. What came to me was the ease with which we can tell a lie when we want to do something that we know we shouldn't do, or after we get busted doing something that we know we should not have done. And I'm referring to Joseph's brothers and the wife of the Egyptian. And in those two cases, those people were lying to their family. The brothers were lying to their father. Oh, and they were planning to do something really bad. And they were just like, no, daddy, no, he good. We got him. We ain't gonna do nothing to him. Come on now. And then when they come back, they dig in deeper with the lie, but it's, it reminds me of when sometimes we're in tricky situations and we claim we don't know what to do, and then we mask it with some noble reason why we're doing what we're doing, and to rationalize and justify what we call in the nation that deceptive intelligence. We got to be careful with that, because we tell the lie to ourselves first, and that's why it makes it easy for us to then go on and repeat the lie. And then if we're not careful, we start believing in our own false reality. And then when Allah, crashes that silk screen and makes us face it and face the consequences of these lies and these actions following the lies, now we are in that severe distress, and we feeling that heat. So just those of us that are really striving to be of the foremost and the upright, the lies that we tell ourselves, we have to, just come to terms with what it is that we are not willing to correct, or the suffering that we're not willing to endure. Think about people that have affairs. Um, they would rather be in uh, a lie of a relationship and be in infidelity, instead of just being by themselves for that moment to get to the person that is for them. So they'll tell themselves lies to be with another person's spouse, or, whatever discomfort we don't want to face when we're in these situations that we feel we have to lie. So that's it. Have a good day, everybody. Juma Mubarak as well.
Thank you for sharing. Sister Brianna?
Assalamu alaikum, folks. Ramadan Mubarak. Man, I was looking for this other part. I'm not sure what it is. I'll read this part right here, part 31. Chapter 12, Surah 53. And I call not myself sinless. Surely man's self is wont to command evil, except those on whom my Lord has mercy. Surely my Lord is forgiving, merciful. And I'm gonna make some lives about this today. It happened last night. So y'all know I'm friendly, I'm bubbly, I walk around smiling. I get approached decently often in the most unconceited way. I hope it comes out. By males and by females. And where it says, I call not myself sinless, like the minister does not shy away from saying his faults, because if you think he is a perfect man, you can't relate to him, right? None of us are sinless. None of us are perfect. We're striving towards it. And this brother last night, I'm at the grocery store, getting my melons and getting fruit and stuff. And this is definitely a children's thing as well. He was like, or I don't know how to say this, asking for, let's just say, sinfulness, right? And I think it's imperative that whenever somebody comes to us, even if they ask, like, oh, like, you don't drink, oh, you don't do this, you don't do that, like, oh, so you just can't do it? I always say, I can do whatever I want. I choose not to. There is no compulsion in Islam, right? Some people think that, oh, we're being forced to not do things. No, we want to do this. We want to be pleasing in the eyes of Allah. And the more that it is said like that, I think the easier it can be to digest, or easier for them to be like, oh, okay. So it's not like, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, when you come here, you're just forced. There's a gun to your head, don't do certain things. No, we want to be pleasing. We want Allah's mercy and his forgiveness. So we're striving to be great, right? We're striving to be sinless as we move forward. So that's what we got for today. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Brother Remus?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ooh, I'm going to start with the patience piece. Assalamu alaikum, family. Ramadan Mubarak, day 13. Patience he talked about, and the minister said, his exact quote was, he's with Elijah Muhammad sitting in the car. At that time, an old man walked across the street, a white man. And he said, Elijah Muhammad asked the minister, can you imagine a person in which there's no good at all? The minister thought about it, and he said, no, I can't imagine a man that has no good. I mean, everybody got some good in him. And he said, and Elijah Muhammad said, there you go, and pointed to the white man that's walking across the street. And he said, brother, good is not judged by what you said. You're helping a little old lady across the street. It looked like a good act. It's not judged by, oh, okay, you've been feed the homeless, something like that. But you got your hand in her pocketbook, or you feeding the homeless, but now you guide them to come over here to do some devilishment after that. Are you doing? You see what I'm saying? So it's good. He's saying the nature. Allah didn't put it in the nature at the core to do good, and that's a big statement. But sister hit on something big, and I want to just highlight Joseph in 2024. He's this brother, almost like a nerd picture. You know what I mean? He had a goody two shoes. He's the one in my mind that he's doing the right thing because it's the right thing. He was taught. They was all taught the same way, same father. But you're looking at his brothers. That's like, man, Daddy always knew you was that one that's going. And they was trying to pull him to the streets. They was trying to pull him to some nonsense, but he just wasn't of that character. I'm thinking about the minister, and you're looking at a man that I think a lot of our people today can't relate to, and even sisters. And like the sister just rose that question or situation up about someone trying to. They know, oh, okay, Ramadan. Oh, y'all can't do this, huh? Well, if that wasn't on you, then you can come on and do this, and let's go ahead and do this. And it's like, no, I could do that. We all can do whatever we want, but that's powerful. But Joseph, and here he's done wrong by his brothers, and now he is in the well, not of his doing, nothing that he did wrong. And here comes a situation where those that rescue him, now he's over here with the king, with the president. He's over there in the president's quarters, so to speak. I think about slavery, but in America, all these thoughts go through my mind. But now he's invited into something in a circle where obviously the king's wife was. The king thought she was beautiful. He could have chose anybody to be his wife. But and now here she's like, ooh wee, look at this young brother right here. And so however they was getting down in the king's chambers, in the king's world, and how they lived, and she was like, hey, she made an offer. Let's get together. Let's do this. Let's do that. And he was like, nah, that ain't, nope, I'm not the one. And I think today, how many brothers out here would have been like, hell yeah, let's go. Shoot, King ain't around right now. Let's get it on. But she probably wasn't used to that. She might have been with other people in my mind in the story. But he was like, nope. And then now he was about to catch hell, and she was made it look a certain way. He running, she pulling his shirt from the back, and then here come the king walking in. What the hell's going on up in here? And now, oh, the queen was like, oh, he trying to holler at me, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. He gets in trouble. He's thrown in jail, this and that. And but then he's validated towards the end of the story where some other people began to see him like, damn, okay, I see why you was attracted to this dude. And anyway, he held his ground. And then he started giving advice, and he was guiding the king. I think about the minister, and I think about the minister we say is in prison. And many of us now in prison in YouTube world. And he said, I'm in a what the minister said, I don't have the exact words right now, but he said, I'm in a prison of social opinion. He said that in England, I can't move, and they got me locked down, but he's over here giving this guidance, and they feeding off of him. He's telling them what these signs mean. And oh man, it's such a beautiful story as I've seen it over the years. And he held his ground, and I'm looking forward to part 13 where we finish the rest of what happened. Beautiful story. I won't spoil it for those that don't want to read ahead today, and those will wait till tomorrow. But I just thought about that there are the character of men at that time, and there's some out here today even that it's we have to understand and realize that not everybody pulls from and is just in a world of debauchery, I'll call it, or just getting caught in this and that, and it's not an easy world. We all can relate to whatever degree when we stand on it. On what's truth and what's right, you're gonna be evil spoken of. You're gonna be clowned. You're gonna and boy, we know that peer pressure today is no joke. So I'm grateful to all the people that are just getting their Ramadan in for the first time, getting the readings in, because in these words, you can live a lifetime today and never come across character. To me, Joseph represents character, do the right thing. You got to see an example of it does work out. I don't see you made a mistake, Brother Ben. You didn't put the 5 minutes on me today, so I think it's been about 5 minutes. And I'll pass the mic now, so you can get to the next person.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Sister Bridget?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Thank you.
Oh, And
Can
Sister,
you hear me?
yep.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Oh, okay. So I am in section 5, chapter 12, ayat 36 to 42, just a summary. All right. So Joseph, while Joseph was going into prison, he met two men, right? Going in. And they saw righteousness on him. So, they start talking to him and trying to tell them what they dreamt. So right away, Moses started reading them up because they wanted to hear what they dreamt, what they dreamt, what it was, what it meant to them. But Joseph saw that they didn't believe in God, right? So he started to read them up. And it's like he's saying, check yourself. All right, to say that no, check yourself. Is what you was doing while you're here. So what I'm saying is that he's telling them to serve Allah. He spoke to them for a few minutes, telling them, say, look, you're not serving God and you don't believe in God. But listen, I believe in God, and I believe in the God of Abraham and Isaac and all of those messengers. And they were going to hell on a rocket ship, like the most honorable minister Louis Farrakhan would say about Trump. And so Allah always sends warning. That's what I'm saying. He always sends warning to save us from the trap, to save us from the pit. And sometimes in the Holy Quran, it says, they will not believe whether you warn them or you warn them not. But still, you have to give the warning, right? To free your hands, to take the blood off your hands. So the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is our warner, divine warner, divine guidance. Joseph is just an example, but this is reality. And Allah is saying, what he writes, our teaching teaches us to put this in practical. Put this, if you can't see yourself in it, or you can't see people in it, then it's not practical. And this is practical. This is saying Farrakhan is here, not Joseph. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is here, and we should take the warning. Thank you.
Brother King Cam.
Assalamu alaikum.
Excellent.
I want to say maybe Joseph is is the favorite story of all of the prophets of Allah. I really like the story of Joseph because it's impactful and it has so many different meanings for us. It has significance in the life of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So much that you can learn. I love what Brother Remus said and how he broke that down in the story of Joseph, and I can't wait till we see the back half of it. So that was really powerful. Also, in section 3 of Surah 11, all the way to section 9, when the Holy Quran was running down the history of the prophets and the history of the nations and kingdoms of the past. There was a pattern. There's always a pattern that we able to see, and the pattern is there's an iniquitous people who have gone off the path of righteousness, and then from those people, Allah raises up a warner, a messenger, to warn them and to bring a message with clear words of guidance and warning. In every message from these warners, there was guidance and warning in it. So there's always guidance and then accompanied by a threat of the impending judgment of Almighty God if you did not submit to the warning. So you see that constant pattern all throughout these different histories. And we see that at the end of each of these histories, there is the removal of the wicked, the removal of the disbelievers, the removal of those who heard the word but did not submit and follow the messenger that was raised up among their midst. So, as we read earlier in the Quran, it says that every nation has received a messenger, and every nation has a term. So if every nation has received a messenger and every nation has a term, then we have to look at today in America, does America have a term and does America have a messenger and a warner in her midst today? And when we think about that and we study the work of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, then the answer to both of those questions is yes. So we have to study these histories. And that's why it says history. Brother Coach Khan mentions this often, that history is best qualified to reward his research. So when you study the history, then it qualifies you and the research that you put in to whatever it is that you're currently looking at. Because when you do that, you can follow patterns, you can find themes, and you can almost pretty much predict what will happen in the future based on the trends. So if we are looking at the trends of the ancients, if we're looking at the themes of the people, if we're looking at the attitudes of those who heard the clear messages that came from the warner and the messenger of the people at that time sent by Almighty God, what is going to be the result of us here in America under the voice of the warner in our midst, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and the result of our action towards his message? I asked this question the other day. So I think it's something for us to look at because the history is here. So we have to study that and decide, are we going to beat prophecy? Are we going to beat the history? Or are we going to fall victim to the history, even though we knew what would happen beforehand? Assalamu alaikum.
Brother Kevin?
Assalamu alaikum, y'all. Hey, look, I'm a shy guy, but I just want to mention this for anybody, any brothers that's struggling with, like, you know, because in what we was reading earlier, it was saying the urges and how I guess Joseph, he was tempted. But like I went through barber school. I've been, you know, coming up through high school and like out here, and it's been tough for me because girls, they come at me left and right, and even like guys, it'd be weird. But I've been down, you know, I've been hurt a lot, and you know, money, finances, all types of stuff, and it still come my way for some reason. And I just turned to Allah, I turned to God, and it helped me so much, you know. So I just want to say, I'm trying to get my thoughts together because I got a lot that I can say, but I don't want to make it too long. I'm just trying to put it together for y'all. I guess you turn to God and you just try him. You know what I mean? You resist the urges and he'll work in your favor. You know, it's a lot of temptation out here, but if you stay strong, like it's so many blessings that'll come your way. It's crazy. It seemed like magic to me. And I know that I'm gonna be tempted some more, and you know, more blessings are gonna come from me resisting. So I just want to tell all the brothers and the sisters, because I know it's hard for the sisters too. You know, like I go to the gym and I ain't putting it on the sisters, but they come in there and it's wild, you know. But like I done built up my will, and I've been so strong. Like I go to the gym, and it don't impact me no more. I get my workouts in, and I feel so good, so strong. I go get in the sauna, and I read the Quran, and I feel so good. Like spiritually, I feel like awakened. I feel like I'm ascending. But there's other guys in there who they can't focus. They be breaking their neck. They not focused on the phone, just doing all types of stuff. And it's just like, when I think about it, I'm like, is you come here to, work out or, just have some fun with the girls? But I don't want to make it too long. I appreciate y'all and I love y'all. I love this space that we got right here.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother Kevin.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Brother Barafizi.
Yes, sir. Peace, God. Assalamu alaikum, all the brothers and sisters here. I had and on page, I guess, when Noah was making was building the boat, I seen something came to me on page 461 in section 4. Is where we um and he began to make the ark, and whenever the chiefs of the people passed by him, they laughed at him. Oh, I'm sorry, 461. And he said, I'm sorry, 461. And he said, embark in it, and the name of Allah be its sailing and its anchoring. Surely my Lord is forgiving, merciful. And it moved on with them amid waves like mountains. And Noah called out to his son, and he was aloof. O my son, embark with us and be not with the disbelievers. He said, I will betake myself for refuge to a mountain that will save me from the water. He said, there is none safe today from Allah's command, but he on whom he has mercy, and a wave intervened between them. So he was among the drowned. And a couple things came to me from that. Um the first thing that came because just me knowing the story of Noah, um the part that I just remember is just that people didn't believe that a storm or a flood was coming when he was building the boat, and so he was building a boat and doing what God, put him on a track to do, and then the flood came and he was prepared and he did his part. But it pointed out that in this case, his son basically recognized that a flood could be coming, but still refused to get on the boat and was like, I'm just gonna stand behind this mountain and I'll be good. And it said his son was aloof, and I looked up aloof, and it mean kind of distant, and it also said cool. And a lot of times, me as a father, another thing that came to me as a father, a lot of times our children, um, they be too cool for religious stuff. They be too cool. And I remember me and my mama trying to get me to go to church. It's a lot of times we just be too cool to save ourselves, basically. And it's not cool to do this or that, or what's not necessarily what's good, but also what's right. And um and it, and it, and it pointed out, I believe but I've heard, I can't say who I heard it from, that we're not that our children aren't ours, but we're here to guide our children and do our part, um and show them the way. And it was just ironic how you know Noah, who wasn't a builder, or he hadn't created nothing like that before, but out of nowhere, God put it on his heart, and he built a whole boat big enough to put two of everything on it. And it was just, And it just stands out on how even his son was like just too cool. Was like, nah, Dad, I'm just gonna stand behind this mountain. You know what I mean? And he was among the drowned, and it said that Noah, even cried out to God, like, God, I know for surely my son, he's my family, and it just points out that, I mean, even through your guidance, even through your work, everybody can't go. And it's just you gotta keep doing what God has put in your path and doing your work, and it just be like that sometimes. So that's just a couple things that stood out to me. I appreciate y'all in this call. Thanks a lot. Peace.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Brother Daniel.
Yes, sir. Powerful comments. Just elucidate a little bit of some of what was already said, inshallah. Dealing with Noah and his example. I thought his example would be very powerful because these are one of the examples that the minister makes great mention to in the study guides of his unequivocal will to do the will of God. Um, Evidently, he loved his son, and he wanted his son to embark on the ark with him. But as our brother stated, his son had another thought. His son was more attached to this world. His son thought that he could maybe make it with, I guess, modern terms, Democratic Party, working, doing something, trying to beat this thing. But he didn't understand that all of this was drowning. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that Noah, that story took place in a specific region in the east, but he said that God drowned out everything, not even their books were preserved. That's a sign for us. We won't be able to carry anything out of this world into the hereafter. The God that we serve wants nothing of this world. So that tells me my education, my knowledge, what I think I got from this world, that can help me to understand the teachings, but that won't get me through the fall. And I don't want to be those who are aloof, trying to seek a refuge in that which is going down. Also, with the story of Joseph, I found that to be powerful because it was called one of the best of narratives. And I wonder why is it the best of narratives? And I look at Joseph and I look at his father. His father and son was tried with trials upon trials upon trials. I mean, your own children deceiving you and you know it. And I mean, most of us will probably do something to our children during that type of deceit. But his father sought refuge in the God, and he was given their plans before they carried it out, and he was patient. And as we were taught, that patience means you suffering without complaint. How many of us can do that with that type of trickery? Then his son was tempted, seduced, or tried to be seduced by the king's wife, and the scripture said he would have desired her. A natural man. Evidently, she was beautiful. But his evident wisdom that he received from the Lord caused him to sway from that. So this tells me that we're going to have to be purveyors and seekers of knowledge. We're going to have to get a high enough wisdom to rise above the temptation of this world as black men. And our brother spoke so eloquently to that. He's just trying to work out. Man got to do a whole bunch of about faces and lower his gaze on every move because there's a lot of temptresses who don't know how valuable they are trying to tempt whoever they can. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, and I'll wrap it up, he said the last trial that we have to go through is the fire of temptation. And the minister said that could be a woman or a man or money or whatever it is that our heart is set on, that could become our trial if we are not seekers of wisdom and we don't take on the spirit of Joseph, then we might not be of those whose shirt is rent from behind. Our shirt might be rent from the front. So our brother showed us a supreme example of how to hold fast, believe in Allah, even though many plans were devised against him. In the end, if we hang on, we will be blessed with the type of blessings that Joseph received. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Antone.
Assalamu alaikum. Now this the way it's narrating the warning, then the wrath, the warning, and the wrath. It make me think about the minister was giving a lecture, and he had said that if these stories of punishment was given as a revelation of Prophet Muhammad of 1400 years ago, but none of these prophecies was fulfilled during his time, he said, then who were these prophecies of wrath really talking about? And then he go in and speaking about how what we dealing with, where we at right now, as far as with immorality, homosexuality, and all the things that's go against what Allah ordained. He was saying that our society is basically on steroids when it comes to all these different things. And he was tying in saying that these prophecies of wrath and utter destruction is basically for our time, and how the Honorable Elijah Muhammad spoke about rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes being the weapons that will be used to punish this society. And in these different wrathful prophecies, one it mentioned about them being turned upside down. That could be like an earthquake. Then one of them mentioned a strong wind blowing, storm, hurricane. And it's just like, it's on us to really look at this for today and take it serious and know what we really up against, because like we keep getting warned, like, you blessed to receive a messenger is raised up from among you, and you don't act on and carry out what that messenger is trying to influence you or call you to, then it's no excuse when the wrath come or the chastisement come, because we've been warned and we know better. So we just got to make sure we sincere. And it go into is one verse where Shaitan said, I'm gonna get all of them and I'm gonna prove they all ungrateful. And Allah tell them, you will be able to get some, but you will not be able to get my purified ones. And the word that they use for purified is tied into the word zakat. So we got to make sure we being charitable, not only to those outside of us, but we got to be charitable to ourselves. We got to make sure we giving ourselves good. We got to make sure we feeding ourselves right. You know, like the sister had said the other day, that some of us spend a whole lot of time with Satan, you know, versus filling our head with the words that come from the minister or come from, you know what I'm saying, all the different lessons that we have, instead of feeding ourselves that all day. Some of us, you know what I'm saying, are supposed to be fasting, but push listening to all this rap music and all this negative stuff that's contrary to what we trying to build and develop within ourselves. I mean, how can you develop the God when you constantly feeding yourself Satan? You would never be able to develop the God within you, but you constantly feeding yourself negativity and all the weapons that has been designed to pull us down and drag us down to hell and make us be destroyed with this enemy that's finna be destroyed. So we just gotta really be sincere and pray. Ask Allah every day that we able to pray. Ask Allah, bless me to be one of those that's purified. Bless me to be one that's purified by your mercy and grace, because Allah said himself that Satan and the wicked schemes and plots of this world will not be able to get those who are purified. So we want to beg and pray that we are purified by Allah. Assalamu alaikum.
Like salam, Brother Mark.
Assalamu alaikum.
Like salam.
Okay. What comes to my mind looking at the story of Joseph is vibration. And in the Nation of Islam, if you look at it, most things that we do is high vibrational actions. Prayer, high vibration. Reading the Quran, elevating the vibration of the mind, which leads to elevation or vibration, a higher vibration of action. And this society it's like it's tuned in for people that are not on or striving to get on a high vibration. You're attacked because you're going against the gravity of this society. So that means you're elevating, and you may not notice it because it's natural to you, but other people doing low vibrational things, and then you come around, that clean glass next to a dirty glass, ooh, hey, these people are different. And anything that is different and not understood, if you're not striving to rise your vibration, yeah, the trials are coming. And the trials are coming, and they are, man, these low vibrational people, as this society gets more demonic, and when this society crashes and the lights go out, whoa, that's when the real test comes. But yeah, that's what I'm getting out of this morning is high vibration versus low vibration and the envy and jealousy and how we deal with it. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Is it Brother Waddell?
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Ben and everyone. I just wanted to share something that stood out to me that probably like most people didn't notice was that in it's chapter 12, ayat 8 and 9, it says, slay Joseph or banish him to some other land, so that your father's regard may be exclusively for you, and after that you may be a righteous people. So what I got from that was it talked about Joseph, how he was sold into slavery. I was thinking like this connected to our history in America. Black people, we were sold into slavery, but it also said in the Bible, it says that Joseph was sold into slavery and he was made a ruler in the land that he was sold as a slave. So this connected back to the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad when he said that the black man would be the ruler after suffering in the furnace of affliction. He would become the ruler in the land that he was sold as a slave, but also the whole earth. But that was something that stood out to me, and I don't know if anyone else like saw that, but I wanted to share that. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.
Like salam. Thank you for sharing that. Sister, is it Janaea?
It's Sister Janie.
Janine.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum and Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Kareem.
So the part that stuck out to me was section 3, Joseph's firmness under temptation. And it's ayat 24 through 26. And when I read that, or when we read that part, it just made me think about how you can just put that in modern day time and what we are going through as Black people, and how Joseph was a righteous man. And even though he he was that, he was accused of something that was very, treacherous, very bad, and he was sent to prison anyway. And when I think about in modern time as Black men, Jonathan Majors, the character who played in the movie The Harder They Fall, we seen him on television being accused of something very similar. We seen him running down the street away from this white woman. And then when he went to, court, he was accused. I mean, he was charged. He was convicted of, doing something terrible to this white woman. And then, all of our stars, you have, let's see, you have R. Kelly being charged right now. You have Bill Cosby. You have Michael Jackson. You got Bill Cosby. I think I said that already. But when you have, when you're being charged like that, our people, we give credence to that. And what it does is it takes away the magnetic attraction, and you're just left with that. And so when you think about it, these false charges and what they do to our people, when I read that part, that's what, it reminded me about. And even in the nation, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was charged with womanizing. And so these false charges like stick to you. And when I read that movie, even though he was a righteous man, his countenance in prison, talking about Joseph right now, he was righteous outside the prison and inside the prison. So that's why people came to him, and that's how, he was able to get out, because he had that ability to read dreams. And inside the family, the dynamics of the family, his life is like our life. We have jealousy and envy, where we have parents who notice the gift that one child has and the other child has, and then the siblings are, jealous and envious of. So when I read that part, that really just stuck out to me, and I just wanted to share. But when we go through false charges, we have to do what the minister asked us to do, which was to defend our people no matter what. The minister said, that no matter what happens, so what? Our people are righteous. If they wasn't placed in the condition that we are under white people, we would be a better people. So, no matter what, we defend our people. So that's what I wanted to share, and thank you for allowing me to share.
Yes, ma'am. We're going to end off with Sister Fatima. If anybody wants to follow up with anything else, you can put it inside of the Ramadan chat or the Share the Teachings chat. No, we're going to end with DeAndre. I see DeAndre had his hand up. First time speaker. Sister Fatima.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum, family. Ramadan Mubarak. So, listening to the conversation, the comments, what stood out to me was is in section 10, ayah 11, or chapter 11, section 10, believers comforted, ayah 113, and incline not to those who do wrong, lest the fire touch you, and you have no protectors besides Allah, then you would not be helped. And keep up prayer at the two ends of the day and in the first hours of the night. Surely good deeds take away evil deeds. This is a reminder for the mindful. And down in the footnotes, 1204, it goes back up to ayat 113. Not only is man forbidden to do any wrong himself, but he should keep himself at a safe distance from wrong and refrain from leaning towards the wrongdoers, And so as I was listening to I believe the one brother who he was speaking about the gym, and although a gym is a good environment, oftentimes we are in environments that is of a certain energy that we really should not even partake of. It says here, incline not to those who do wrong, lest the fire touch you. So it just made me think of how we sometimes think we're safer than what we really are. And it's not that um you're doing wrong. However, it's just that when energy in that energy in that environment, our environments where we allow ourselves to be in is so extremely important that even though your intentions are not to do wrong, that environment is there's a certain energy, and it may just touch you, just like where it says his here, and incline not to those who do wrong, lest the fire touch you. And I just wanted to make note that how we just have to be extremely mindful. We think that because we don't have ill intentions ourselves, that if we're in an environment, it may not touch you, but it will. It can possibly touch you in ways where even if you're not in that moment of thinking about it, your subconscious mind picks it up, and it may not come out at that time. It may come up later, and we sometimes don't know how to guard against evil because we think that because that's not our intention, but our subconscious mind picks it up, and then right in those moments when you're vulnerable, when Allah tests us, we don't know when that test is coming. It comes when it's a time when Allah sees fit. So I just wanted to point that out, where we just be more mindful of the environments that we put ourselves in, even though we may not have intentions of doing wrong. Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Mubarak.
Like salam. And then we're in it with Brother DeAndre.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Like salam.
Yes, sir. In Surah 12, ayat 32 stuck out to me, in 33. And with a woman who he was adopted by the husband's wife. She said, "This is he about whom you blaming, and certainly I sought to seduce him, but he was firm in continence. And if he do not what I bid him, he shall certainly be in prison, and he shall certainly be of the abject." And Joseph's reply was, "My Lord, the prison is dearer to me than to which they invite me. And if thou turn not away from their device, I shall yearn toward them and be of the ignorant." Now, this part right here, Joseph, he was willing to go to prison opposed to breaking the commandment of his Lord. And if you follow back to Surah 23, I mean not Surah 23, but ayat 23, and it says, he said, "Allah forbid, surely my Lord made good my abode. The wrongdoers never prosper," after she tried to seduce him. So he looked at the favor that Allah blessed upon him, and with him providing him a good home to live in. He did not want to cross his Lord. And also from the visions and everything else, his righteousness and his relationship with Allah was dear to him. And he also said that if Allah did not turn away from him, that which they was trying to seduce him with, he probably would have failed. And so it says here in also 34, and I'm in with this, so his Lord accepted his prayer and turned away their device from him. Surely he is the hearer, the knower. So when we are stuck and we are faced with certain temptations, do we turn to our Lord? And do we try to put our faith and trust into Allah and see if he will answer our prayer and turn and open up a door for us to escape through? Now, I know I've had situations, and we all have probably been in them as well, where we're faced with a temptation and multiple doors and things like that will open up. But it's up to us to take that door and follow and walk through it or we will be of those who are not the successful, those who, fall to the temptation, and then the punishment of Allah will most definitely befall us. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Yes, sir. Thank everybody for sharing. For those who have something else to share, what I meant was put it inside of the chat, like literally what you wanted to share, so that we can read it as we close out. For those of you all who are tuning in, we will be on tomorrow, 5 a.m. Central Time, reading part number 13. I also do want to shout out those who supported the power call yesterday. Shout out to Brother Ronald. Shout out to Brother Alfonso. And shout out to Sister Renee. Thank you all for supporting the efforts of the power call yesterday. Well, Sister Renee supported this morning. Alfonso and Ronald supported yesterday. So appreciate you all's support. And make sure if you guys are missing the replays, or if you are late, inside of the Telegram, you can go to Power Call Replays. That's where the replays are. I don't know if you guys got a chance to, but check out the How to Make Salat. I'm still getting great feedback on that live. People are loving that class, the How to Do Prayer class. So make sure y'all check that out. It was step by step. So for those who may have just found out about the power call within the last couple of days, go to the power call replay, scroll up, and that How to Make the Prayer class was really good. Where do you go to support? You go inside of the Telegram, or you can click that Canva link. It's on that Canva link as well. Everybody, please read this Canva link. If you're watching even on YouTube or anywhere else, I'm about to put it in the chat. This is how you get access. Some of y'all be asking, how do I get into Zoom? Read that Canva link right there, top to bottom. But if you're inside of the Telegram, go to the section called Support Power Call. I'm going to put a comment in there just so you can see it at the top of your thing. Support Power Call, scroll up, and then you'll see the information where you can help out the efforts of the Power Call. Yes, it's on YouTube also. It is streaming on YouTube, the replay. So if you just subscribe to my YouTube channel, you will see it. With that being said, thank you all for listening, and we will see you guys, inshallah, in the morning at 5 a.m. Central Time. May Allah bless you guys today on your fast, and have a black-tastic weekend going into the weekend too. Assalamu alaikum and Ramadan Mubarak.
Is Brother Ben here? Brother Ben. Now, Ben got a heck of a program. A lot of people listening to Brother Ben. And Ben tells them about the minister.